Welcome to the Psychexp channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can make a go-no-go association task, or GNAT for short, in under 30 seconds. And then I will show you how you can customize it to make it your own. So let's get started by firstly logging in to psychexp.com. Once you have logged in, select Add New Project from the menu. Enter a name for your project and then click the Submit button. You will be returned to the dashboard where you will see the project you just created in the project list. Click on Open and then on the next screen, click Edit Project. When you first create a project in Psychexp, a default block and a default question are inserted. I will show you how to customize these a little later. However, for the time being, let's insert our go-no-go association task. Scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on Add Experiment. Select GNAT from the list of experiments and then click Submit. If you scroll down the page, you will now see that a fully functional go-no-go association task has been inserted. So now let's go about customizing the project to make it your own. Scroll up to the very top and let's firstly look at how to customize the default question that was inserted when we created the project. If you would like to change the question type, simply click on the question and select your desired type from the list. You can change your question text by clicking the edit icon. You can also change various settings related to the question by clicking on the settings icon. If you would like to add more survey questions prior to your experiment being shown, then click on the Add Question button. Now let's look at the structure of the go-no-go association task that was inserted under the default question. The GNAT is housed inside of a single block that is automatically named default block. You can change the name of the block to make it easier to distinguish simply by clicking the edit icon. By clicking the block settings icon, we can customize various aspects of the entire GNAT experiment. The image height, background color, font color, and also the interstimulus and feedback intervals can all be customized. You can also select whether or not to display a results page to the respondent at the end of the experiment. You can preview the style of the results page that the respondents will see by clicking on the Results Page example link. Inside the GNAT experiment block, there are firstly two text-only screens. The two initial text screens are fully customizable, and you can also add extra text screens by clicking the Add Text Only Page button. If you scroll further down, you will find 4 default categories. You can change the category by clicking the edit icon. You can also add more categories if you wish by scrolling down to the bottom of the current categories and clicking the Add Category button. Inside each category, you will find some default stimulus, and you can edit, delete, or add extra stimulus within any of the category groups. When you add a stimulus, you can select from either a text or image stimulus. If you scroll further down, you will find the flow of the GNAT experiment. The flow comprises of flow blocks, subflow blocks, and trial groups. The block and subflow blocks are used to categorize the randomization of the trial groups. By clicking on the flow block or subflow block settings icon, you can turn on or turn off the randomization for that item. You can add as many blocks or subflow blocks as you wish to create your desired experiment. You can also add as many trial groups as you would like to each subflow block. Each trial group determines the combination of stimulus to be shown. If you click on the trial group settings icon, you can set whether the trial group is a test or practice group, and also the length of time the stimulus in the trial group will be displayed on the screen. The two drop-down menus represent the categories that will be shown at the top left and right side of the screen. In this trial, the bugs category will be shown on the left of the screen. And no category will be shown on the right. A list of what stimulus will be shown in the trial group is shown below, and you can add more stimulus from other groups by clicking the Add Stimulus button. Clicking on the Settings button allows you to change the number of stimulus and the group from which they will be selected. Here in Trial Group 2, 5 stimulus will be randomly shown from the bad category and 5 from the good category. In trial group 3, it is set to randomly show 5 from the bugs category and 5 from the bugs background category. In between each trial group, messages to the respondent are automatically inserted in accordance with the flow of the GNAT. For example, in trial group 3, the stimulus are each shown for 1000 milliseconds. But in trial group 4, the stimulus are shown for only 750 milliseconds. So a message stating that the next set of blocks is faster than the last will be shown. After all of the GNAT trials have been completed, the experiment ends and you can choose to add extra blocks with either more survey questions or other experiments within them. Any combination of survey questions and multiple experiments can be achieved simply by clicking the Add Block or Add Experiment buttons. Once you are happy with the customization of your project, you can preview it by clicking the Preview button. You can view the preview as often as you want at any time during the building of the project. The screens shown in the preview are exactly the same as the respondents will see when they click on the live survey or experiment. However, the data is not saved in the dataset. When you are ready to distribute your project to your respondents, click on the QR code link to get the individual QR code or link for this project. Be aware that once you give the QR code or link to a respondent, and he or she completes the survey or experiment, you will no longer be able to edit any aspects of the project in the Edit Project screen. It is important that you make sure your project is exactly the way you require it by checking the project preview prior to distributing your project. Before distributing your survey or experiment, you will also need to set various project settings on the Project Settings page. Click on Project Settings in the menu to open the settings page. The settings are divided into two categories: Basic Settings and Advanced Settings. The basic settings can be changed even after respondents have completed the survey or experiment. However, advanced settings can only be changed prior to any respondent's participation. The basic settings allow you to change items such as the registration page logo and the message displayed at the end of the survey. The advanced settings control whether a respondent can do the survey only once or multiple times. You can also select whether the respondent needs to register with an email address prior to starting the survey. If you select a closed access project, only respondents with a pre-registered email address can respond to the survey or experiment. You can pre-register the email address of your respondents in a closed access project by clicking on the Respondents tab in the menu. Once your project has been distributed and respondents have completed your survey or experiment, you can download the data at any time by clicking the Dataset tab in the menu. Prior to downloading the data, you will need to set the dataset column headings and save the changes. Each column heading must be unique, and only alphanumeric characters can be used. If you have a Go, No-Go association task in your project, you'll be able to download both a summary dataset and a detailed dataset that shows a line-by-line report of each stimulus shown to the respondent. That's all I have for you in this video. I hope you have enjoyed it and found it to be informative. Please check out all of our other tutorial videos on the Psychexp channel to learn about all of the experiments you can insert and customize in your Psychexp projects.